Welcome to No More Podcast, bringing you interesting knowledge and ideas that will keep you informed and inspired.
Welcome to our deep dive on Big Ben. I bet you think you know it all right. London's famous clock tower.
Well, a lot of people do. But
we've got some stuff that'll surprise you.
oh yeah,
Historical accounts, construction plans, even pop culture stuff.
we've got it all.
You ready for some aha moments?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go.
The thing is, a lot of people get tripped up right from the start with, like, what Big Ben, even IS?
Well, yeah, it's like the ultimate trivia question.
Exactly.
Big Ben isn't the tower, it's the bell inside the tower.
Mm-hmm.
The tower's actually called the Elizabeth Tower.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Be
A
honest.
lot of people don't.
And the nickname Big Ben, that's a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, a little mystery.
Was it named after Sir Benjamin Hall? He was like the guy overseeing the tower's construction? Or was it after Ben Cant? He was a heavyweight boxer back then.
Big guy.
Yeah. We may never know for sure.
Who knows?
Fun little history puzzle, right?
Yeah.
But let's move on to what makes this clock tower so special. It wasn't just meant to be a clock tower. It was meant to be the most accurate
In the world.
at the time.
At the time, yeah.
Can you imagine the ambition?
Yeah, you gotta remember, mid-1800s,
Yeah.
precise timekeeping, that was essential for everything.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Train schedules.
Mm.
Navigation.
Huge.
Huge. Getting the time right was a national, priority.
Wow.
And achieving that kind of accuracy.
Yeah.
Monumental.
Especially, standardized time in Britain was still pretty new.
Oh, huge problem.
Building a clock to the second.
Yeah, think about that.
When the whole country doesn't even agree on what time it is.
Mind-boggling, isn't it?
How'd they even start?
Well, a big part of it comes down to the clock's design.
Okay, tell me.
Edmund Beckett Dennison,
Who's that?
amateur horologist. He designed this amazing gravity escapement mechanism.
Wait.
Revolutionary for the time.
Hold on. An amateur, he beat the pros.
He did! That's wild!
Even guys like Edward Dent were involved. Established pro.
But Dennison, his design won out.
Okay, how does it work? Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Okay, so imagine a pendulum, right? Swinging back and forth.
Got it.
In most clocks, the mechanism that keeps it swinging, it also messes with its rhythm a little,
Right.
affects the accuracy. Dennison's design
Yeah.
minimized that interference. Pendulum swings more freely, more precisely.
So it's all about isolating that pendulum.
Exactly.
Maximum accuracy.
Maximum. And to make sure it stayed accurate, get
Yeah.
this telegraph line connected to the Royal Observatory in Greenwich.
No way.
They'd compare Big Ben's time to these super accurate chronometers.
So they were double checking, triple check.
Keeping it perfect, totally in sync.
That's incredible.
It's pretty clever.
Okay, genius design for this super accurate clock.
Right.
Now let's talk about the bell itself.
Ah, yes.
The first Big Ben.
The OG Big Ben.
Picture this. Massive bell. Cast in 1856. Transported through London.
Like a parade.
16 horses.
Incredible.
And then during testing, it cracks.
Ah,
Can you imagine the heartbreak?
what a disaster. It seems the hammer they were using was just too big.
Too big. So what they do, melt it down.
That's exactly what they did. Started over,
Wow.
recast a second bell. Even heavier.
Oh my God.
Took 30 hours just to winch it up into the tower.
For 30 hours.
Imagine that,
Just to lift it.
just to get it up there.
That's crazy. All right, so Big Ben 2.0,
Round 2.
it's in place.
Yeah.
Ready to ring in the new era of super accurate timekeeping, right?
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
What happened?
Well, cracks were apparently part of Big Ben's destiny.
Oh, what do you mean?
The second bell cracked too,
No way, not again.
shortly after it was installed.
Oh man. What went wrong this time?
Nobody's 100% sure.
Yeah.
But instead of recasting it again, which would have been insane, they came up with a solution.
Okay, what'd they do?
They turned the bell.
Turned it.
So the hammer hit a different spot,
Oh, Claire.
and they started using a smaller hammer.
Lighter hammer.
Yeah, from then on.
Problem solving. But what's crazy is you can still see that crack.
I know.
And the hole they cut to stop it spreading,
It's part of the story.
it's part of Big Ben. It's like a scar.
Exactly. And that deep E note that it rings, that's because of the crack.
Really? So the imperfection,
They make it unique.
they make it what it is.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And let's not forget, The Cambridge Quarters chime, Denison picked that too.
Have you heard it? It's pretty cool.
It's distinctive. Instead of the usual 4 notes you hear in most clock towers,
Right.
Big Ben has 5,
Really?
a 5-note melody.
Wow.
And it repeats in different ways throughout the hour.
I'm going to have to listen more carefully.
Yeah, it's worth it.
All right, enough about the bell. Let's talk about the tower itself.
The Elizabeth Tower.
The Elizabeth Tower. The construction, that's a story in itself.
Oh, absolutely.
It was a nationwide effort.
Imagine that. Bricks from Middlesex, stone from Yorkshire and Derbyshire, slate from Wales.
It's like a Frankenstein tower, but in a good way.
The best.
Yeah. And the way they built it,
Oh, fascinating.
inside out, they used this special gantry and steam-powered winches.
No scaffolding needed.
Crazy. It's like it just rose from within.
It must have been an incredible sight.
And inside, you've got more than just gears and bells, right?
Oh, yeah. You've got the staircase, obviously.
Winding staircase, I bet.
Of course. And an air shaft.
For what?
Fresh air into Parliament.
Smart.
Right. You've got the weight shaft for the clock's mechanism. Wait for it. Prison rooms.
Wait, what?
Prison rooms.
Inside Big Ben.
Apparently for MPs who broke the rules.
You got a timeout in Big Ben.
Talk about a unique punishment.
A clock tower with its own jail. That's a good party fact.
Good work.
All right, let's move to the top. Literally.
Okay.
The Ayrton light.
The beacon.
Shining bright up
They
there.
had 2 purposes originally.
So,
Yeah, practical street lighting.
okay.
That also a signal for when Parliament was in session.
Ingenious.
Right. And this is cool. One of the earliest examples of electric light.
Electric. Back then.
Yeah. Powered by a Graham dynamo.
Hold up. What's a Graham dynamo?
Basically an early electrical generator. Think of it like a bicycle dynamo, but bigger.
I got you.
Even electricity.
So Big Ben was cutting edge?
Absolutely.
They had electricity when the rest of London was still on gaslight?
Ahead of its time.
That's amazing. So Big Ben, right at the forefront of the electric revolution.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
And it kept evolving.
How so?
Both the Ayrton light and the clock dials were eventually converted to electricity.
Oh, wow.
Changed the whole look of the tower at night.
Yeah, I bet.
But the story isn't just about innovation.
What else then?
It's about resilience.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, what about Big Ben during World War II?
Good point.
Wasn't it damaged in the Blitz?
It was. 1941, a bomb shattered the glass in the south clock face.
Oh, no.
But, miraculously, the clock mechanism was fine.
Wow. And it kept ringing throughout the war.
It did. Danger, damage, didn't matter.
It just kept going.
Big Ben's chimes continued.
That must have been incredible.
For Londoners, it was a symbol.
Symbol of.
Hope. Resilience. This was during the darkest of times.
Yeah, and that familiar sound.
Just kept going.
Amazing.
A real beacon.
But wait, you said damage. They fixed the clock face, right?
They did. But you know what's interesting?
What?
Later surveys, using modern technology,
Uh-huh.
they found damage that wasn't even visible back then.
Wow.
Even the most permanent things carry the marks of history, you know?
It makes you think, what else is Big Ben hiding?
Exactly. It's a fascinating thought.
But it's more than just a physical structure, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's like woven into the fabric of Britain itself.
It's a national icon.
It's told for the deaths of monarchs. It was silent for Churchill's funeral.
Marking time, marking history.
This sonic thread connecting generations.
Powerful, isn't it?
Do you remember hearing Big Ben poll for anything specific?
Oh, let me think. I think. Yeah, actually. Welcome back. Ready for more Big Ben. Because we're going Hollywood, baby.
Hollywood?
Well, pop culture.
Oh, right.
Big Ben isn't just a historical icon. It's a celebrity.
It's true. It's been in tons of movies and TV shows, even video games.
Big Ben's a London A-lister, for sure.
You're right. Like, how many times have you seen Big Ben in a movie set in London?
It's practically mandatory.
It's like their way of saying, hey, we're London.
Visual shorthand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the Eiffel Tower for Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Statue of Liberty for New York.
It's true. Those landmarks become almost like characters themselves.
And Big Ben's role is often more than just being in the background, right?
For sure.
It can be about tradition or like Britishness
Mm-hmm.
or even like a target for villains.
Oh, yeah. All those disaster movies.
Remember that scene in London Has Fallen?
Oh, yeah.
I won't spoil it, but let's just say Big Ben takes a beating.
It's almost a cliche, isn't it? Landmarks getting destroyed.
It is. But even when it's fake, it's still kind of impactful.
Yeah,
You know?
it is. Makes you realize how much those symbols mean to us.
Yeah. But then there's the, lighter side, too.
The fun stuff.
Yeah. Big Ben in cartoons.
Oh, I love
I
that.
swear I've seen it with a face. And a British accent.
Oh, 100%. Pop culture can take something grand and historical
Like the Big Ben.
and make it relatable, even whimsical.
And what about music? Big Ben's chimes have been used in so many songs.
Across all genres.
Yeah. You hear it and you're instantly, transported,
It's instantly recognizable.
But this brings up a big question. Why does Big Ben still matter so much today?
Good question.
I mean, we have digital clocks, GPS, the whole deal.
Right.
Do we need a giant clock tower?
It makes you think.
And yet here we are still fascinated by this thing built in the 1800s.
There's something about it.
I think part of it is the craftsmanship,
Old school quality.
Yeah. They built things to our axe back then.
Attention to detail.
Totally different mindset.
Yeah.
But I think it's more than just that.
I think so too.
It's a symbol, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But of what?
London, Britain, even democracy, some might say.
Wow, that's deep.
Think about it. Its chimes have marked wars, celebrations, royal events.
It's seen it all.
It's intertwined with British history.
Yeah, woven into the fabric of the nation.
Exactly. It's a thread connecting past to present.
A reminder that even in our crazy world, some things stay the same.
And think about all those photos people take with Big Ben in the background.
Everyone does it.
It's a shared point of reference, a symbol of a specific time and place.
Even if you've never been to London.
You probably have some image of Big Ben in your head.
Yeah, it's gone beyond just being in London.
It's a global icon.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
A building from the 1800s,
Built for a specific purpose.
but it's become so much more.
It makes you wonder how that happened.
I think it speaks to something universal in us,
Like what?
We need landmarks, symbols, things that connect us to something bigger,
I think you're right.
especially in a world that feels divided and uncertain sometimes.
Big Ben reminds us of continuity,
Yeah.
resilience, the power of what humans can create.
It's like it's saying, we're still here.
We'll keep going.
I love that. But speaking of going, what about Big Ben's future?
The next chapter.
We've talked about the past, the present, but what's next?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Because it's not immune to the challenges of our modern world, right?
Not at all.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, climate change, for one.
Oh, yeah.
Rising sea levels, crazy weather events.
That's a threat to any old building, especially one near a river.
Exactly. Preserving Big Ben isn't just about maintaining the clock.
It's about protecting it from nature itself.
Absolutely. Then there's tourism.
Yeah.
Millions of visitors every year.
I can imagine that's a lot to handle.
It puts a strain on the building, the area around it.
So it's a balancing act.
Accessibility versus preservation.
Right. But there's one more challenge you mentioned, right? Something about Big Ben in the digital age.
Ah, yes. This is a big one.
What is it?
Will those chimes, will they still mean something in a world of smartphones and instant notifications?
Good point. It's like we're back to square one.
Do we even need a giant clock tower in the 21st century?
Maybe it's not about need.
What is it about then?
Value.
Yeah.
What value does it bring to our lives, our history?
How we see ourselves, the world.
Exactly. I think you're right.
And honestly, that's a question every generation's got to answer for themselves.
True. But one thing's for sure.
What's that?
Big Ben's story isn't over yet.
Nope.
It'll keep evolving, changing, adapting to whatever comes its way.
It's a survivor.
And it'll likely stay a symbol,
Symbol of.
of something enduring.
That's well said.
All right, we're going to shift gears a bit.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll have one final thought for you.
Oh, I like this.
Something to really ponder about Big Ben and its place in our world. All right, we're back and ready for that final thought-provoking moment we promised. We've covered Big Ben's past, the construction, how it's a symbol of resilience, even its pop culture fame. But there's one more thing I want to explore, like at a deeper level.
I'm intrigued.
So we've talked about it as a symbol of London, of Britain, right? But what if we, zoom out UT? What about on a global scale? What does Big Ben represent to the whole world?
That's interesting. I mean, Oz is recognized all over the globe.
Exactly. People come from everywhere to see it, snapping pics, hearing the chimes.
It must do.
And it's become this point of connection, right? Something we share no matter where we're from.
A common experience.
Yeah, it almost transcends those borders and cultures, like a universal language.
You're right. And these days, when things feel so divided sometimes,
Yeah.
having that shared experience, that's even more valuable.
Totally. It reminds us that we're all human, connected despite the distance. So Big Ben, In a way, it represents that global interconnectedness.
I like that.
It's subtly saying, hey, we may speak different languages, come from different places,
From backgrounds.
but we all share this planet, this history.
Those shared moments, those are what matter.
And those moments shape us.
Right.
Individually, but also as a whole.
It's true. And these enduring symbols, like Big Ben,
Yeah.
they help us remember that, anchor us to the past, connect us to now, give us hope for the future.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
And honestly, in
Yeah.
a world dealing with climate change, political stuff, all the divides,
It's a lot.
Big Ben, in its own way, it offers something.
Yeah.
Hope. That resilience we talked about, the
Yeah.
power of what humans can create, it goes beyond differences, brings people together.
It's like it's saying, hey, look, we all share this.
These moments in time, and that's powerful.
I love that. Big Ben. Clock tower, landmark, symbol,
Yeah.
and a reminder of our shared humanity.
Yeah.
Something we really need right now.
I couldn't agree more. As those chimes keep ringing across London and the world, let them be a call to action.
To what?
Connect with each other. Remember, hold on to that hope.
So well said. And on that note, this is the end of our Big Ben deep dive. I hope you enjoyed this exploration with us, but more importantly, I hope it sparked your curiosity.
Yeah, go explore.
To learn more, see the world differently, and find those stories hidden everywhere. Go out there, discover, keep asking those big questions. You never know what you'll find.
Until next time.
Keep exploring.